Humans, lizard people, Anunnakis, and rum nitties. Welcome to Let's Talk Battle Rap Podcast, where life is a gamble. We scramble for money. We might crack a smile, but ain't a damn thing funny. We are your number one source for battle rap news, information, stats, and facts on the internet. Log on to letstalkbattlerap.com for all of our latest articles, including the Divide and Conquer RBE article dropping on Monday. And follow us on all socials at LTBR Podcast for the latest and most instant updates in the battle rap community. Tonight is a special night. We are recording on Saturday night after RBE's event, Divide and Conquer. I am your host, Vlad, and I am here with my main man, Big France, aka French Toast, because he got that sweet bread. France, man, this feels like old times, brother. I'm so excited to do this show. We got a live event. You know what I'm saying? And this is amazing. I feel amazing. I feel great, man. How are you? How do you feel, player? Talk to the people, them. The people, them.
Man, let me be the first one to say, round of applause.
Job well done.
Job well done. Salute to Red Breed Entertainment, everybody over there, ARP, Wing, Lawrence, his whole staff. Really fantastic event they put on today. I know ARP is like, we 6 for 6. Then, I don't know if I agree with 6 for 6, but I definitely loved everything.
No. It was 6 for 6 because all the battles had great redeeming qualities one way or the other.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't mad
in
at
fact,
it.
In fact, I was very thoroughly entertained, and I will definitely say that as somebody who's been traveling a lot over the last month, I've been Atlanta, Virginia, Orlando, and we've gotten a lot of New York events as of lately as well. Chrome 23, Homecoming. I haven't really gotten a chance to sit back and watch an event from home, cover it from home, do a radio roulette show from home, after event podcast like we're doing right now. Like I haven't done this since September,
Right.
so it feels refreshing to like have a nice Saturday night in and watch battle rap.
Yeah,
For sure.
I mean, France, man, the event was so major that it brought our man, three-letter man, out to the event. Now, I might be mistaken, but I believe this is the first live event that Tree has been to. And man, what an event that he picked to go to. I mean, salute to our man Three, longtime supporter of LTBR podcast. You guys know him, man. He's been around the culture for at least a decade now, starting from the Angry Fan show and then doing his own show at PSA Hip Hop. The man showed up with his boo thing, and he had not one, not two, but three outfit changes, man. So maybe he knew something we didn't. Maybe he knew this was gonna be a special event. Him and Cassidy linked up and stuff like that. Like, that was crazy, man. That kind of warmed my battle rap heart, as Three would say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yo, now we can hear from his side, like what it's like to be from a real, not what it's like to be at the event, what it feels like.
Yeah,
I cannot wait for his recap.
I mean, either. I can't. I like, he always gives the real. You know what I'm saying? He's really spot on. It's almost as if he's there for all of his recaps because he's so on point. But now being there, I feel like it's going to be another layer that he's going to be able to describe as well. And I can't wait to hear. So it's a three-letter man. I want to shoot him some bail. Because I seen Twerk trying to clown him.
No, I wasn't trying to clown him though.
No, not you. Twerk.
Yeah.
Twerk. He posted a photo with Jag, and Twerk quote tweeted it, and Twerk was like, "This picture smells like a Samsung Galaxy." And I'm like, "Hey man, my man got an iPhone, man. My OG got an iPhone. Don't do that, Twerk. Don't do that. Grab that water 3." Salute to the OG, man. It really did warm my heart to see him out there too, though. It did.
You can see he was happy to be there too, man. Like, he was like, yo, okay, all right. I get it. I get it now. You know what I mean? I get it now.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people popped out, man. Seen Hurricane Dew, seen Josh, heard about the Flowers in the building. A lot of media was in the building, man,
a lot of rappers in the building.
You pointed out the Cassidy thing, Cassidy and Three taking the photo, but I thought it was also cool to see Cassidy Hitman literally right by ARP because they had really intense face off and intense battle. There had been some slick jabs at the show, of course, Coastal Rain and Bags and Bodies. But they I guess they whatever has been resolved, and they were cool in that
Listen, man,
moment.
man, when you get into that chicken, like them brothers are getting to that chicken, it's just it ain't that deep. You know what I'm saying? So that was definitely cool to see, man, and especially it was refreshing after this whole week of all the nonsense that's been going on in the culture. It's like we needed a great event to come through and just like hit the reset button and get everybody back focused on what we need to be talking about, and that's battle rap.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Well, let's talk some battle rap, man. You know what I'm saying? Divide and Conquer went down today. Before we go in order with the recaps, any big takeaways, big picture takeaways you want to start with?
QB, she has found a formula. It was fantastic, man. That was amazing. Um, Hollow and Will, they they served, man. They served. It was fantastic. I mean, it was just dope, man. Just a dope event. Dope event, bro. I was just happy. Bigg K, rare form again. That was crazy. Yeah, man. Hold on, I think my camera froze. I'm gonna come right back, France. I gotta
Oh yeah, yeah. It's step out and come
exit
right
out
back.
real quick. Yeah.
Well, in the meanwhile, while Vlad gets it together, my takeaways, pretty similar takeaways, man. Bigg K was the best performer on this card. I thought Will and Hollow lived up to its expectations. But I guess in a more, I don't want to say negative, but a more constructive criticism light. I thought the bricks hit a little bit of a wall today. You know,
Mm.
they all had a real challenge today. None of them were lackluster or bad. In fact, you can even argue that some of them won their battle still. But beyond the point, I feel like they got a real good taste of what that next level of battle rap is. And this is the first time they were on a pay-per-view stream. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really important because, like I was always saying, like for the bricks to get the coverage and the spotlight and to be propelled to the next level, they need to be live streamed. We need to see them in real time action. You know what I'm saying? So I was happy to see that they showed a lot of flashes. I could definitely say a lot of them were the best versions of themselves today, but I also feel like they were met with a unique challenge that was a nice little reality check.
Sure was, man. It sure was. Now, with that being said, France, let's get straight to it, player.
Yeah, man. Salute to the one SKs. They were all fun to watch, entertaining. Nobody really stood out to me personally, but do want to give a big shout out to Wing for all that she does because the process is the process. Everybody takes it with honor, and now coming into the league, everybody is like really upholding the idea of being that next brick, that next class. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people signed, so we're going to see opportunities in waves. So you have to really stand out and really be unique. But salute to Wing
Absolutely.
because she busting her tail out there, and I have a lot of respect for her.
Yeah, yep. Salute to Wing, longtime battle rap media personality. And now, she got her own department over there at RBE and she's doing her thing.
Yeah, big facts, man. And first battle to kick things off for the night was Coach and B Magic, correct?
It sure was, man. Coach and B Magic. And I saw the face off for this one. And, people were hyping it up as I'm not saying old school puncher, but people were hyping it up like old school puncher and new school puncher. And how would that fare? And this was a dope battle. Didn't really know what to expect coming into this battle. I know that, Magic has been way more on point in 2022, and this is his the first test of 2023 for him and Coach Corleone coming off the Bags and Bodies experience at the Hitman Holla Mansion. We got to see what he got to take from there and how he's been developing some of those skills. And this is a good test for him too. They're both from the Midwest. One is a legendary puncher, one is a puncher who's making his bones right now. And B Magic sets off the battle in the first round where he came out and you kind of testing the waters a little bit, kind of like in cruise control. You're seeing what the audience is going to respond to, what the vibes are like, because it is the first battle of not the first battle of the night, but the first battle of the main card. And cruise control first round, my first thoughts were definitely a beatable round. And Coach Corleone, being that he went second, he got to see, okay, I see where Magic's energy is at. I know that I'm way more energetic than he is, so I can now take the crowd from that, hit them with my punches. And I felt like his first round was definitely stronger than Magic's first round when it came to performance, delivery, punches also edged them out and stuff. But when it came back to the second round, man, Magic, he went into another gear. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is vintage Magic mixed in with some new school moves, and it was fantastic. So many punches, too many quotables. I know you're the man with the laptop and the being able to grab the quotes and stuff like that. So I'll definitely leave some of those to you. And coach was matching. He was matching, but I felt like Magic was just a little bit better in the second. And in the third, it was more of the same. It's like, okay, is Magic going to maintain? Is he going to gas out? What's going to happen? He did not gas out, man. He kicked it into an even higher gear. And what's so dope about Magic is that he has those pockets. I know that coach was making fun of it when the and all that stuff and the different, flows that Magic can get into. But man, it's great over the course of 3 rounds, especially when you got so many pockets that you can get into. And the punchlines were just so dope. And coach had a dope third too, but I felt like towards the end of his third, he tailed off just a little bit. So, I was just feeling Magic's, his formula just a little bit more. But if somebody wants to say they want to give coach the first and the third, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to, okay, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you want to do 1 and 2, because the second was debatable, but I just thought Magic was just doing his thing. I edge Magic slightly on in this battle, second and third. And this is all first watch, you know what I mean? But dope battle though. Dope way to set off the night. I had nothing to complain about in this battle. What about you, friends?
Yeah, I personally feel the same sentiments. I love the that's on the dead homies like Ti bar from D Magic.
Oh my goodness, man. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. That was ridiculous.
Having sent bar by coach was dope too. Like coach, listen, man, these guys were really punching, man. We did a Twitter poll on the battle. It's a little lopsided. They have B Magic 76%. Every result. Spoiler alert. Every result is 70% or higher. Like so.
Okay,
like
really?
It's that kind
I mean, this battle was. I felt like it was way closer than that.
I did too. I actually
closer than that.
I actually had coach winning the first 2 rounds. I thought coach kind of took the first round real early in the round, but I do want to say this isn't a criticism of him because he has no control of this, but I'm just and I told this to coach on the Twitter space, so I don't feel bad saying this. Yeah. The brick agenda was a little strong tonight. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
like they were heavy. They were heavy in attendance. I love the energy. They all support each other. They're like a real clique and they're all really tight. They talk often. They have these group chats. I love the energy that they have. They need to find a way to channel it properly in this moment because it does coach more of a disservice than actually help him. You're not feeding him momentum. In fact, you're actually disarming his ability to stay fluid and properly transition into his bars. So like he has a solid flow. He's a heavy puncher, sets up his punch 1-2 punch, sometimes 4-bar. He has a little variety to the way he punches. Sometimes he has slick little one-liners, but in the midst of him having so many different styles of punching, he transitions a lot. You're not gonna get a chance to let him transition properly if you're literally cheering for everything he's saying. I'm not saying that some of it wasn't warranted, but it was a little over the top. And I felt like I don't let crowds affect the way how I judge battles or how it dictates things for me. But I'm aware that it affects a lot of other consumers that are watching this. You know what I'm saying?
No,
it annoys
absolutely.
them. It annoys them. And I mean, he said himself, he's like, yeah, it was kind of a lot.
Bro, the Lady Brick in the front was doing a lot.
Shouts to Tato.
In a lot. I get it. You're supporting, but yes, after a while, it can become distracting. And if you're one of those people that gets distracted easily, you can become more focused on her as opposed to what's actually going on from coach. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't have said it better. I get it. There's a lot of enthusiasm. There's a lot of support, but it was a bit much, man. And I was just like, from the first round, I was like, is Magic gonna have to fight this all night? Like, we
were texting. We said, QB and Bad News is in trouble.
I said, yo, there's no, if this is happening all night, then oh my goodness, man, this is gonna be like big brick stuff going on over here, man. BBS, you know what I'm
Yeah, so
saying?
this isn't
But
is nowhere near a knock to coach. But I also feel like that's a good example to have some crowd control. You could be like, yo, chill.
yeah, yeah.
You could look if he looks back and screams at them to chill, real serious,
Mhm.
and gets back into it. Maybe they'd be like, let me. He told me to
Right.
stop. Maybe I'll hold down the
Yeah,
reaction a little
yeah.
bit. But nonetheless, his content was there, so I had him win the first. The second's really competitive, so you can edge that to Magic or Coach.
Hmm.
I don't mind whichever direction you go. And I agree with you about his third round. I thought Magic took that third round. Vintage Magic was a sight to behold. You know what I'm saying? It's always you always shed a little bit of a tear when you get a chance to hear Magic that sounds like what he used to sound like 8, 9, 10 years ago.
Yeah, and just from the face off, just he just seemed like he was just way more into it, man. Just cracking jokes, showing more of his personality, a side that we didn't really see of him too much back in the days and stuff. Like he was very reserved, like didn't really speak much back then. It was just, straight to it, like, oh yeah, oh yeah. But now it's like Magic is getting out whole sentences and paragraphs and cracking jokes and having a good time. So man, if we're gonna get more of this in 2023, man, I want the Magic, man, the
Well,
Magic Man.
truth be told, he's had a little bit of a resurgence this year. The
Yeah, yeah.
Danny battle, the top of the year or the first quarter, or the second quarter of the year. I don't forget what happened. I think it was in May or June. That was a really good battle. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
absolutely.
The past battle was a good battle. He's beating Fonz on the app.
No,
Like
2022 was definitely a resurgence, and like, you saw him. You saw him going, listen, I have a legacy here, and people are playing with my legacy. Like, you can't take away what he did, but in this modern era, let's just say that the respect wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? All around the board. And I don't know if he took a step back or if maybe the EFB crew, is telling him like, yo, you are B Magic. Like you're that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to remind people that you're that dude. Or maybe it just came from within. Cause sometimes, with folks, sometimes it has to come from within where you say, all right, man, enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? I am who I am. I have a divine talent that is just given to me. I can't play with this anymore. And last year we saw him like, working it out, working it out, working it out. And top of the year, he didn't backslide. So if this is going to be 2023 and if this is going to get even better, like sign me up, man. Sign me up.
yeah, I definitely want to see more Magic if this is the level he's found where he can sustain and he looks like he's in a really good space. And I'm happy for him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also happy for Coach because I do feel like this is his best performance thus far on RBE. So sky's the limit. He can only keep getting better. But I do feel like this is also worth noting. It's like, hey man, work on your crowd control. Make sure you end your battle strong because your third round was probably the
Yes.
weakest out of the three. And although B Magic showed vintage flashes of himself, there's two things you need to be aware of. All right, this isn't the most highest level of Magic,
Mm.
and like there's people there's real monsters out there. Respectfully, I'm not saying Magic was never a monster, but there's people out there batting on a higher level than Magic, and you didn't clear this Magic. And then two
Right.
would be like whenever a vet gets back into a nostalgic bag, it becomes really difficult to fight through that. So that's also something to look out for too, because that nostalgia is a drug in battle rap. So anybody taps back into vintage or rare prime form, even for a slight bit of a round, you got to find a way to match that or up the intensity, add a rebuttal, do something.
Yeah, man. And to follow up on what you were saying, Coach was definitely very poised and his punches were definitely very crisp. Good snap to the punches. The only suggestion for me is just a little bit more variety in the content. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it just seemed like there's a lot. Listen, there's a lot of battle rap heavy on the gun talk, but and he was definitely very heavy on the gun talk each round and stuff. So I just think, you sprinkle a couple of other things in there, you know, it'll definitely break it up just a little bit more. That's just my personal suggestion. Coach, you do not have to listen to me at all. But I felt like with Magic, there was just so many punchlines he was just pulling from everywhere that it made it a little bit more enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? And broke up the monotony of what was going on. So, but coach, great job, man. You did a fantastic job. Continue to develop, man. Continue to climb that ladder and represent. This was a dope battle. Salute to you, coach. You're fire.
Bad News and Payne follows this battle. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? We get right into it. The brick crowd doesn't move. They stay right where they're at. Just
Say
switch
that
the lineup.
all.
Just switch the lineup. So I
They're
was
like,
like,
yo, we don't need any green bracelets, Adam. We gonna be here all night. We got all night.
yeah,
We got all night.
that's why I got all the green going right now. I got the green light, the mic, the
I
Rick and
see,
Morty, the
man. Look at
foam,
you.
the lighter.
Look at you,
I got
man.
more. I got this foam pad.
Oh my god.
This is a
Well, hold
coaster.
on.
This is a
Oh, that's
coaster.
a coaster? I thought
This
you
is
had. I was like, where'd you get the floppy
a
disk
floppy
from?
disk. What do you do with a floppy disk?
I
You were
was like,
born with a floppy disk.
what kind of old school scam moves are you doing, man?
Nah.
It's like, got a
Yeah,
floppy disk?
somebody pull out a
Man's like,
floppy
I got
disk.
some porn from 1995 on this, baby. Vintage.
Hey, you want to see the only copy of Reed Dollars and T Rex back in the day? I got the lost tapes of that
Hit
Detroit
my
tournament.
line. You want to see Mook take out 22 MCs from Detroit?
One night.
Hit my line.
All right. You know what I'm saying?
Hilarious.
Yeah, no,
Man.
it's just the coaster though. But
That's fire, man. Yo,
fire.
I think whoever's watching this on YouTube, and shout out to the YouTube watchers, because friends, man, for years we've been strictly like a an audio version of this podcast, and that's what we focused on. That's where we wanted to be. But hey, man, people want to see us. You know what I'm saying? So now we're putting out the visual content. So if you are watching this, man, thank you so much, and subscribe, like, comment. Is that what they say? You know what I mean? But
What
so many people are going to be like, what is a floppy disk? They probably Googling right now, man.
hey,
That's the old school version of a thumb drive.
before we move on, I have more coasters. I got these like Nintendo coasters.
Okay. Do 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 do
So
do.
I got,
All right, look at you, man. What the hell are you going to the hobby shops every weekend, man?
Hey, listen, man. You never know who might just pop up to visit. I gotta make, I gotta have some stuff here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, France got him an old foot coming to check him out, man.
Hey, listen, man. Listen. I take
Gotta
very
make him
good care.
feel at home.
I take very good care of this place. They like the
I
artwork, they like
hear
the
you,
rugs, they
man.
like the lights.
I do play. Yeah, you doing your thing, man. The place is clean. You know what I'm saying? You're doing your thing, big dog.
You want to pop these hits? You stop me quick. Can't save it. Felt like a floppy disk. Easy.
Ooh, easy. Let's go, man. But oh man, and speaking of that, bad news, former Dot Mob member, you know what I'm saying, current Cave Gang member, and
Yeah.
current Bags and Body representative, man. And he's been tearing through that house, and he's made people look at him totally different in 2022. And he's starting off 2023 no different to me, man. He was there, Pooh Shiesty mask, you know what I'm saying? Payne was there, cognac colored glasses and all that, and I'm like, all right, well, this is about to be a fun little gangster battle, you know what I mean? Crip versus GD and all that. I'm like, well, all right, let's see what's going on here. And I thought first round, man, I thought Bad News kind of got out on Payne there, man. And I was like, oh, this how it's going tonight? Like, this what we doing? Like, he was just Bad News was waiting for his turn to go. I thought Payne's first round. I mean, he writes well, you know what I'm saying? But it's like he's writing well, but the punches just aren't landing hard enough for me. Like, I understood all the punches, I got them, you know what I'm saying? It was well written and all that, delivered with good timing. But I was just
Yeah.
like, just not enough. First round was over, and I'm like, this round is beatable. And Bad News wasted no time, bro, man. How did you feel about the first round?
I kind of feel like the first round was still competitive, but I want to point out a lot of things about Bad News' performance, where it's
Hmm.
like it's a lot of little intangibles that he has going for himself. Where he knows what bars to accentuate, he knows when to look at the camera, he's looking at his opponent, he's performing more, using his hands, he's committing
Hmm.
to a performance bar more. So like all those little details are captivating for his performance and projection. Like I mean, his projection and his delivery has always been A1. It's real
Yeah.
thunderous. It's real aggressive. Um, and all the other little performance tricks that I guess he's really grabbed along over the past year of experience, it's showing. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen a lot of people saying all day today, "Oh, Bad News has really gotten better. Bad News is doing things better." And I didn't feel like it was a content thing because although he definitely has some dope bars, the pain
Payne
inside
is in
pain,
pain. He's full of himself.
yeah,
Yeah.
pain is
A
in pain, full of
lot of
himself.
great pain flips.
Woo. A lot of great pain flips, a lot of like hard hitting, unique flips like that or bars like that.
Hmm.
But then you get like a Nazi Adolf bar, and it's like we really doing the Adolf bar in 2023. Like all I'm saying is he can score the ball very dynamically at times. He can definitely get you a nice cut to the basket, dunk that shit. But then there's some times where like the shot clock's running, he's dribbling between his legs. He can't find where to go. Shot clock's running, he just chucks it, and it's like, and then there's a bad offensive possession. So sometimes the content doesn't always hit for me. Sometimes it really does. But more importantly, the little details of his performance, though. So I feel like he can sell salt to a slug even when you feel like his bars aren't the hardest. And that's why I want to give him a lot of credit because everybody's saying he's gotten better. And I don't think it's so much of a pen thing. It's more of a how to be a more dynamic performer. You know what I'm saying? Do you agree with me?
I mean, no, listen, the performance is A1. Like he's committed to every single line and he's going to act out every single line. But one of the biggest complaints that, we used to hear back in the day and, even for me is that his performance is always up there, his delivery is always up there, but it was like there was a lot of lead up, right? But the punches just a lot of lead up, not enough payoff for the punches. I felt like he's making the payoff now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, I mean, what was that one line he had? When he was going into that whole thing of, what pain is, he was like, when you drop 14, you trying to get back 21 and you only get back 7. I said, oh my
oh,
gosh, like that
oh,
was just
also,
like
also
that
the
was ridiculous, man.
you want the shoplifter or the booster bar?
Come
Crazy.
on, bro. Come
But
on, man.
look, he like
And
I
listen, you
said,
can't
he.
you can't shoot 100% from the field
I
every
know,
single
I
time. You
know
know what I
you can't,
mean?
I know you can't. But like, there's just some air balls there too. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
everybody got air balls. If we want to go through,
Yeah,
and this
yeah.
is not me capping for one guy or the other, but if we comb through Payne's bars also, we can find some air balls in there too.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
I didn't say his opponent didn't have it neither. I'm just saying I was more intrigued by the little nuances of his performance and
Mhm.
his commitment to performance more than the bars this time. I mean, the bars are good. They definitely were. It's not like he didn't have good bars. I'm not saying he wasn't good lyrically. You know what I'm saying? But he showed a lot of presence. He showed crowd control, and that's one
Yeah.
thing that every single before we get to caution and QB, every single brick had to face somebody that showed presence today,
Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
that shows a nice little definitive like gap in between. No matter how hard you try, I'm
Yeah.
able to I'm able to implore my presence into this room, control and command this audience that's going to listen to me, and that alone is going to give me a competitive edge when I deliver my material, which
Yeah.
I'm going to commit to. And I thought he did, and that shit really impressed me
Yeah.
because
But I
again,
do hear what you're saying though. You know what I'm saying? I do hear what you said. Like when he was like the arthritis, that's why I feel the pain in my palm. And I was like, wait a minute. I get it. You're stretching
yeah, yeah,
arthritis to
yeah,
arthritis this. Okay, all
yeah,
right. I
yeah,
can let that slide, but I'm like,
yeah.
arthritis is pains in the joints, not your palm. And I'm like, okay. So yes, there's definitely gonna be that, but overall though, man, I just thought he was just fantastic, man. And
Let's talk a
Payne
little bit
was
about
definitely fighting.
yeah.
Payne
Let's talk
was
a little bit
definitely
about
fighting
Payne.
back. He definitely after that first round, he definitely was fighting back. And I thought he definitely felt like, oh, all right, this is that battle. I was talking a lot last night, and I gotta step my game up in the second round. And he definitely did do that. But I just felt like I felt like Bad News was right back at it, and in the second round, he was still taking off. But Payne was definitely in his bag, and he was definitely showing that, hey, man, I've got like a cool, more laid back flow. I'm not as animated as Bad News is, but what I am going to do is be deliberate. What I am going to do is make a lot of eye contact and connection with the crowd, which I felt like for someone who's not as a dynamic performer, he definitely had the crowd's attention and he was definitely able to maintain that. And I felt like, he's writing, I don't want to say more intricate stuff, but he's definitely not going for he's not coming through the front door. You know what I'm saying? He's not giving you the punchlines that are going to be directly in your face. It's going to be those things when you go back and you're listening and you find those little gems in there. You know what I'm saying? But if you're watching it off of first watch, or if you're someone who's there in person, you're going to be a little bit more intrigued by what Bad News is doing because it's so dynamic. You know what I mean? But, you know, when he had that line, when he was talking about how, him and his homies was gonna chop up Bad News, and he grabbed him by the legs and he was like, man, this ain't half bad, and he performed that joint out, and it was just like, oh my goodness, like this is getting crazy,
You,
so
you,
I just need a little bit more of that from him, you know what I'm saying? And I think it was definitely a great test tonight because, you know he's battling someone who's all over the place as far as performance is concerned, and he's a lot more reserved as far as that. But when he did do a performance bar, and yes, it was a front door bar that we can all see and we all get, but you need those. You know what I'm saying? You need those for people to perk up even more and say, man, well, what else is he saying? Like, what did I miss when those people were going, ooh, that I didn't catch and stuff like that? And you could even see it with him. He was jumping up and down. He was so hyped. I thought he was going to do a backflip. You know what I'm saying? So it's like more of
yeah,
those bars in there will definitely elevate the game. But no matter what, it was still a competitive battle throughout the whole time. His third round, I gave him the third, actually. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
gave Payne the third.
I actually want to talk about his third round because I felt like his
Go
third
for it.
round
Take over.
was he elevated in his third round.
Yeah.
It was an establishing performance from Payne, and it's his best round yet on RBE. In
Mm,
fact, it's the round that I feel like it could lay the blueprint as to what kind of battle rap he could develop into. Because there's a lot of little. He didn't stick on one angle for too long.
right.
He did a lot of his like angle punches where he's building this thing up to a punch, and I feel like that John bar, obviously like
Ooh.
like that's the bar that obviously erupted the room, and
You
he like
stole that from this person. You stole that from this person. You stole that from that person. Hey, John your mentor. Like, it all makes sense. Come on, yeah, that was
yeah,
fire, man.
like that is where it's like, okay, Payne Payne obviously, no pun intended, expresses a lot of pain because of how much passion he puts into his
Mhm.
raps. But it lets me know that he loves to talk to his opponents. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't back down for no one. He's fearless. So if you can translate that into being tailored about things that your opponent has done in their career, who they're around, their shortcomings, and paint that into a punchline, it doesn't even have to be the most intricate punchline, but because you have all the components of your aggression, your delivery, you're building it up, and we like the way that you talk to your opponent, it'll hit. That's why when that John bar hit, you see him like jumping,
And they
like
did jumping jacks,
like
son.
like like like
Little
he
Rocky
is,
on the top of the
yeah,
stairs.
yeah, like that's the round that you go back to watch and say, not necessarily how do I replicate this for 3 rounds, but how do I build off of making this round
Yeah.
more advanced in the future. By the way, we didn't even mention he had an LTBR bar. Look at that. We're not being biased. We went
Come
this far
on,
without
man.
mentioning it. We went
Shout
13
out to
minutes
you.
without
Come on,
mentioning it, but
man.
come on. So
Holla,
so
come
Payne,
on, man. You want some of that, holla at your gualas, quality material, man.
I'm saying, so we
You
gotta
know
get
what I mean?
we got to send something to Payne, and Payne 3-0. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, because
Yo, you drop
bad,
an LTBR bar, man. Come on, you automatically win the
hey,
battle,
bad
bro.
news. Listen, man, you want to win from France, you either drop an LTBR bar or you drop a Luka Doncic bar. All right, you know what I'm saying.
That's all you got to do, man. That's all you got to do.
But not to boost ourselves too much. I do want to say I love when battlers do give us a bar, and more importantly, it reacts in the room. Like it's a
Yeah,
big
yeah,
sign of
yeah,
respect, and it really is
yeah.
humbling though. So
No, definitely, man. I was texting you immediately like, "Ooh, that was sneaky." I was like, "That's
Ooh, it was
fire."
fire. It was fire. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
know a lot of people on the team felt like he probably, you could argue that he won the battle, you know what I'm saying? But I ultimately will say that third round was the round that's like, hey, we need to see more of this guy. Whether you have him winning, whether you have him losing. Again, the Twitter poll, like I said earlier, all the Twitter polls are lopsided. He's losing it by the 70s and 75-25. It's ridiculous. I don't think it's that lopsided. But I'm ready to see Payne again, man.
yeah, man. Highly competitive battle. I mean, I personally edged Bad News in the battle, but it was a close battle. It was a dope battle. No man was backing down. And a couple of times I was like, oh, it's just Jay Murda of all people stepped in at one point where it could have got, there could have been a misunderstanding of what was going on between the physicality, but he let Bad News know, no, no, it's just rap. And split second it just went back to like all rap, you know what I mean? And I definitely appreciated that. I didn't expect Mr. J Mitter to do what he did, you know what I'm saying? But that was dope, and I appreciated the camaraderie and from both guys after the battle was over, because man, the face off was very intense, man. Like it was getting crazy. Signs were getting thrown and stuff like that, and this and that. I was like, all right, I hope these guys, keep it cool. They definitely did, and 2 for 2 out the gate, man. They definitely gave us what we were here for.
Yeah, definitely 2 for 2, real competitive, a lot of energy. Brothers put their art and passion on the line, and I was happy with the results. Really happy with that third round from Payne. I think that's a definitive round from him, and I can't wait to see where he builds from here after that performance.
Absolutely, great job, fellas.
Yeah, definitely. And I got another brick hits the stage.
Mm,
All right, now
mm,
this one,
mm.
now there's a little
Mm.
difference
Yeah,
to a
yeah, yeah,
little.
yeah, 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 yeah. Go ahead, talk to the people, France. Talk to the people, man. Because you've
It's a
been,
little
you've been doing a lot of talking, a lot of hyping. You had your predictions, and then and your predictions were pretty bold, pretty strong. Hey, don't France, don't get quiet now, brother. You don't need to be looking around. You're over here scratching your chin,
all
thinking
right.
about what you're gonna make for breakfast tomorrow. No, 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 France. As boisterous as you were, I need you to keep the same energy when describing this battle. Come
Uh,
on, I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one. I'm a kickback player.
for breakfast, I did cop those pumpkin pancakes you mentioned. You know what I'm saying? And I got
Ooh,
so I
fuego,
got that
fuego.
I got that in the fridge for tomorrow morning.
Yes,
But
sir.
um, you know, y'all owe QB an apology, and it's just crazy because y'all is my middle name. Um, all right, look, I'll keep
France,
it.
y'all. Yes,
I,
keep it
I
real. Come on.
I'm keep it real. Listen,
Come on.
of course, the 40 bars performance, we didn't like it. Obviously, it was the whole battle. Actually, is just toxic. And the A.Ward performance, obviously, she did much better there. Completely different 180 night and day. But A.Ward was just on one. The Shayna battle, I don't feel like she deserved any of the criticism that people were giving her for that battle because it was a split decision. You could literally argue she won, and if anything, she won, she probably could still be in the tournament because her opponent advanced and then forfeited the next spot. She's probably like, "What the hell? Like I should be there." You know what I'm saying? So I can only feel how upset she is. And
Mhm.
this time around, she said, "I'm just coming to rap." You know what I'm saying? I'm just coming to rap. And with Caution, like Caution's like the purest bred of a rookie. I know we have a lot of people in battle rap that will join a league much later in their career for the first time, and they'll be a rookie to the league, but not a rookie to the culture because they've been active. Caution is what you would actually consider a rookie. Like she really just started over the last 2 years. So like for her to be having people like Bonnie on her resume, QB on her resume, and now C3 at the end of this month, like she's on a run. And this month of February, battling QB and 3 weeks later battling C3, I really thought she had a chance to make a nice little imprint in female battle rap. But this morning, when she was talking really spicy in her interview about QB, and then
I saw that.
QB was talking real calm, like this battle's been offered to me before. I said no in the past. You know, she has beaten some names, but they weren't clean. She didn't beat them when they didn't choke. And I've seen people like her. She hasn't seen nobody like me. She has to figure out how to deal with me. I don't got to figure out how to deal with her. And I'm just like,
Yeah, I saw that. And
I
salute
was
to
I
Uncle
was
Ra, because Uncle Ra was letting Caution know, hey man, QB is a goat out here. And Caution had her opinion. She's like, she's a pioneer, legend, but not a goat. And I don't want to say she was downplaying her, but I don't think she was expecting this, and she got all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Caution. I'm sorry. QB put on one of the best performances of the night.
Absolutely.
Had a real dominant performance. Had so much clever lines. Had a lot of like little angle punches. Was talking to Caution. Master class display of like cutting off around to gain back the crowd. She established her presence. Commanded the room. She was disrespectful, but it wasn't that cringy disrespectful. It's like, it was more like, oh shit, like it makes you pop your eyes back and like almost laugh. She looks like Swipe Seven. He had what? Damn.
Yo, France, man. Oh, I thank you for keeping it a hundo. You know what I'm saying? I know how you feel about Caution, you know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
listen,
And
all I can
the,
do is
the
keep
the
it.
best brick, in your words, you know what I mean? And
Still is.
you personally got me really hyped for this. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, okay, this is the battle. I want to see this because you've been talking it up. And all right, this is QB, legend in the game, legendary status, man. And she is a goat. You know what I'm saying? She is a goat. There's many goats in this female battle rap things. I feel like, if you can't talk about female battle rap and not mention QB. Like she really put it on the line for that, for the culture as far as the ladies, and she carried it on her back at one point in time. And like she says, man, she moves tickets out here. She gets people talking about her one way or the other, and she's put it down for a very long time. And out the gate, Caution goes first, and we're texting, and I'm like, France, man, this isn't enough. Like this is a lot of storytelling that's not, leading to any hard hitting lines. And then I felt like the round was a little short.
All of
And
them.
like, yeah, and like you said, and this is where the brick support did not help because they're all finishing her lines and her slogan in unison, and they're all going crazy. And then QB just cuts it off. You know what I'm saying? Before ARP can go, QB is on you. She's already going. She's like, cut that energy off. This is the QB show. And boy, oh boy, QB was punching out the gate, talking about you a truck driver and you couldn't even see the L. And I'm like, okay,
That,
all right,
that,
QB, all right.
the hazard lights bar. That was crazy. Oh my
Oh my god!
god.
And then she had the disclaimer bar, about the caution coming, at the beginning of the warning and stuff like that. And then the
Hmm.
tax time, it's nothing for me to hit this ugly. I
Oh,
mean, come on, man!
oh.
It was going crazy, man. She was going up, and she did not stop. Like she didn't stop. She just seemed so poised. I mean, you
Hey,
seen like the
hey,
veteranship, which is it's not even a word, but you saw it. It was just so clean, so polished, so effortless, man. And the punches were hard hitting. It was yo, Fran, she knocked the stuffing out her English muffin.
mm,
It was crazy, dog. Like,
yeah.
and I'm like, okay, this is round one. It's only round one. It's just begun. There's still two more rounds of this ish. What's gonna happen, man? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, brother. Go ahead.
No, no, no. I just wanted to add on to some more of the bars you said.
Go for it.
One of her sneaky lines that I put caution in front of clips like disclaimers. That was so
Yeah, that
like
was the disclaimer bar. Yeah, there you go.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
sneaky, sneaky. And honestly, I think a lot of people, and even myself included, we kind of forgot what it's like. Like, because QB has moments where she just raps, where she doesn't have to
Yeah.
rely on disrespect, personals, and she could just rap her ass off. And it's been a while since we've seen it for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
think the last time I could really, really point to her just like rapping like that, if you count the A.Ward battle for sure, but like remember her battle with Ty Law? Like she's like,
Yeah.
oh, you
Yeah.
just a pure puncher. I got nothing to say to you. I'm just gonna rap with you, and then she like raps circles around him.
Right.
So
Yo,
like,
and yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm just saying like that's the QB that like showed up today and it imposed such a presence that while Caution fought, you know what I'm saying? She definitely does not ever back down. She has her foot on the gas pedal, you know what I'm saying? Acceleration is on. By the way, Caution ended all of her every like her last bar to all her rounds was fire. Like from the first round with the jailbroke bar, that was crazy.
Yeah.
All the way to the last round with like the Microsoft. Like she has a good way to end the rounds, but not enough content, two short rounds, and then more importantly, QB put on a masterclass of all the intangibles that Caution is still figuring out how to add to her game.
Yo, QB said, "Didn't you say your daddy was a mason? Well, my daddy was a kingpin. He was laying bricks. You would think that my pappy was what we said. You think my pappy Mason, and then
Mason,
Pappy Mason, also from Queens, part of the Supreme team and all that stuff. And it was just like if you're from New York and you're following, and just the way she just connected it all together was just like it was ridiculous, man. And then the second round comes around, and it's like it's more of the same. You know what I'm saying? Like you have Caution more in storytelling mode, and it's just like, when are you gonna punch this girl in her face? Like
well,
when are you?
she did have some really fire schemes, like the seafood real bait scheme. That was dope.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It was, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough because QB came right back, and whatever
QB
Caution had, she
QB came
just
back said, "I'll put a brick in a casket like Frank Lucas."
oh gosh, man, she was just piling it up on her, man. And then
Yeah, she was putting numbers on the board.
she was calling her Unkasa,
Swerve
and
Sava.
oh my gosh, man, she had a yo. She said, "You look like Swave Seva if he was fighting cancer," and like I couldn't get the picture out of my mind. Like, a- a-
QB's a mean person. She's not a good person.
and then and it was the third round when she went.
Yeah.
She was, she was talking about how Caution got 3 kids and stuff like that, and she went into this whole thing of you know, could you all imagine Caution going wild on the blick and like in the whole building, just like she split the building with that guy. It got crazy, man, and
Well, well, you
it
know what's
just got
funny?
crazy, bro.
Great. I'm glad you mentioned that part because that's a good level of experience being shown there. Where like you remember at some point in Caution's second round, she had some
Yeah.
humor about QB feeling like she got cheated, and she used
Mhm.
the humor almost like as like a way to like, oh, let me get the crowd to laugh and then get back into punching. While QB used her humor to literally make the crowd look at her differently.
Absolutely, man.
So like
Absolutely.
that's two people placing the idea of being comedic in different placements of their rounds, and more importantly, using it to have a different light. And
Yeah.
you know,
France, man. I'm calling this a body, bro.
the only reason why I'm not so prone to use the B word is because Caution was good, but man, she left it to me lost every round for sure.
I mean, and when I say a body, not that she got destroyed, but all the talking that she was doing about her, you know, the lack of, she didn't say that she didn't respect her. So I'm not going to say the lack of respect,
Yeah,
but where she was ranking herself versus ranking QB, and just the way she was so confident that she was going to destroy her. I mean, the levels that were shown was just clear. And I just want to shout out QB, shout out Quasha. You definitely put on all levels. The punching was fire. The jokes were fire. The disrespect, it wasn't even the disrespect that was cringy. It was just more like, okay, I'm gonna
right. That's what I'm
and
saying.
and and
Like,
Caution kind of started off with the whole, I don't want to mention the R word, and all that stuff in the first round,
yeah,
but she
yeah,
went
yeah, yeah.
straight to the R word
Straight
and
to it.
this and that, and I, might have expected it to have been the other way around. You know what I mean? But QB didn't even go into that bag, and if she's gonna be doing this, like she's up, that's gonna be a problem, bro. Good. And QB felt disrespected by ARP too. You know what I'm saying? She addressed him, stop playing with this girl. Like this is
I built the foundation for these bricks. Come on, man. She was
got more
masterclass,
views than some of
master,
these. Come on,
masterclass, dog.
man.
Masterclass performance, man. It
Oh
was,
my
it was,
gosh.
it was a
And
great
yo,
way.
you can see it in Caution's face. Like she knew what was happening in real time. You know what I'm
So,
saying?
so now,
In real time.
big picture. The 3 bricks, did they hit a wall today?
I don't want to say Payne hit a wall today because, you know, his battle was competitive. You know what I mean? And he won a round in his battle, and the other 2 rounds he wasn't getting washed. You know what I mean? He was definitely right there with him. But this one, this was ugly. This is Bubba Sparks, B. Like this fam. Like
Yeah,
QB went crazy.
she
Like I
did.
can't say I can't stress enough how good she was. Not that it shocked me a little bit. I'm gonna keep it real. It shocked me a little bit. Like she
Listen, it's
really
been a while since
she
we've seen her just
mauled
rap.
and manhandled this girl, yo. I mean this woman. Like she really woman handled her, yo. Like this was bananas.
It's been a while since I've seen.
Bananas, B.
It's been a while since I've seen her dominate somebody. Again, I point to the Ty Law battle because prior to her, couple year took like a 3 year hiatus. Prior to that,
Yeah.
Shanna Ashley, Bonnie, and Shuni battle, like those are all competitive battles with like your peers from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So like whether you felt she won or lost, though, she didn't dominate any of those 3 ladies. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And the disrespect was at an all time high. Some of those battles. Remember the
Oh
Shuni
my
and oh
gosh.
my
Like
god. You know, but with Ty
we were
Law,
there for that. Like,
yeah,
that was
but with
crazy.
that Ty Law battle, still referencing it, like she really said, man, all you do is punch. Grabbed him by the collar and just dragged him across the stage, man. And with Caution is like, you think you're gonna do what? Dragged him by the collar and grabbed him across the other side of the stage, man.
She cleared the table with us.
Yeah, she whipped on the table,
Yo, man, she
came down on it,
she
like it's
mopped the
crazy.
floor with her, B. Like
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
there's if anyone says that Caution won, they have to be related to her because there's nothing that you can argue about in this battle. And I'm sorry if it sounds like this is a harsh criticism, but it was because she raps well. You know what I'm saying? Like she raps well. She's
Yeah,
got,
she had
great
good things to
strong projection, all that stuff. You
take away
know what I
from.
mean? Like she's technically sound. So let me give her some, let me give her some of the props on the stuff that she does well. And I know that she has the Chrome 23 final coming up. So I don't know if she was saving some of the big punches for that battle, or if she was, putting some in the baggie and some in the purse. But if you sound, it sounds like you were putting a lot in the purse for February 25th, where you should have been putting a lot more in that baggie for QB, because oh man, kid, wow, she ran through her like Big Meech with a pallet of bricks, man. This was let's move on, man, because this
So it's a QB, one of the top performers of the night. And I just felt like everybody that has been an OG at RBE felt disrespected because Rosenberg, even if Rosenberg and Jag is up next, the first thing he says to ARP is like, "I 30, Will he gets hollow and I get Jag." So
next
every
battle I want gas.
so all the
Wow.
OGs are looking at ARP like, "Yo, you playing with me? Are you playing with me?" And
Yo,
maybe he's doing his little mind tricks. Maybe he's doing his little mind tricks.
ARP's a slick fella, man. He's a
Yeah,
slick fella. But
yeah, he
he
is.
gonna get that business done, man. He gonna get that business done. But yes, man, moving on. Jag versus Rosenberg Raw.
Yeah,
Now this battle was the last battle was not competitive at all. This battle definitely competitive, man. As we
yes,
spoke about before, Jag in the past, great battle versus Math Hoffa. Debatable win. He definitely showed signs for his first battle, first official battle in this era. He showed signs. Hey, man, all right, for this to be his first battle versus Math, definitely he had it down packed. Obviously a lot of things that he could work on, but then from there it was just straight decline. Like it was not good. There's no way to sugarcoat it. I mean, he got bodied versus Will. The 40 cal battle was atrocious on both sides. And
The red battle
it
was
was just like,
also,
which
you
one?
know, old red battle too was
Oh
also.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's not much to talk about there. But you know, regrouped, took some time off. Had the whole. He's the creator of the Little Wayne meme. He was rapping so well, Little Wayne. Woo! That's because of Jag's rapping. And
Yeah,
hey, man, Jag, I'm not mad at you. I would have Adam, you can keep Rodney, keep your 3,000. I'm taking this opportunity, which is gonna live on forever. And hey, you broke the business code, but great personal choice for you, Jag. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, took some time off after that, about a year, came back versus Show Off. Fantastic performance. And what I want to say before we go into breaking down the battle is that this is now 2 in a row for Jag, where he's showing like, yo, that wasn't a fluke versus Show Off. I'm here. I'm here to stay. I've got my style down packed now. Of course, there's obviously things I can continue to work on and get better on because, truth be told, like he still has less than, 8, 7 battles on his professional career resume. You know what I'm saying? And he's fighting against like real dudes. These are real names. These are not poo putts. You know what I'm saying? And this is his second battle in a row where it's like, okay, all right, Jag, you book this man again. I'm gonna be anticipating the battle. Aggression, flow, delivery, content, punches, all there. You know what I'm saying? Ring IQs there also. You know what I mean? Gets the crowd rocking with him and all that stuff. And Rosenberg, he's professional, been here for so long, but there's been times where I felt like, we could get more from Rosenberg. You know what I'm saying? And if this was a battle that he was sleeping on, I felt like it could have been a battle where Jag got out on him, but Rosenberg was not sleeping, France. Not at all. I feel like, from the face, I don't know if it was because of the face offs and how crazy Jag was talking that, maybe it made Rosenberg go, yo, I can't let this guy do this, man. Like he's talking wild. Like this is getting crazy, but whatever it is that inspired him to come back rapping like this, Rosenberg was in his bag too, France. Like this was both guys were on point. This was a battle that it lived up to the hype and surpassed it, man. Like both dudes were fire in this battle. France, I need to get your take, player.
yeah. The Jags finally found some footing. He's found a consistency from the show off battle. Although I will be honest, I feel like there was a bit of regression from that performance. Like I would still say the show off performance was better than his Rosenberg Raw performance, but it's clear
Mhm.
that he's following the same template or formula from that battle that is like it works now and it's competitive. And I think he has good rounds, but like she even had from time to time some really strong haymakers where like the big slime bar was crazy. Yeah,
You ever put okra in the oven? Oh, big slime.
yeah.
he, was, he was
But
going
but
in.
but then Rosenberg will turn around and Rusty 38. I'm talking old school Stockton with the high shorts. Like
Mm-hmm.
oh, my favorite thing about Rosenberg is how direct he is,
Yeah.
right? How like sharp he gets with his attack, but more importantly, how much times he changes his pockets. Like, he's in so many different rhyme patterns when he's like being direct to you, talking to you, that like it's captivating. It's good on the ears. It makes me like really enjoy just listening to him rap. You know what I'm saying? And I really felt like he was in his bag tonight. You know what I mean? I really felt like personally, I feel like I really had him almost smooth 2-0 going into this battle. But the first round is definitely super competitive. Like if you give the first to
Mhm.
Jag, I have no complaints there because I thought they were both on point. I just really was enamored by Rosenberg Raw just applying that pressure, man. Even that food stamps bar he had.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man, or the bar about what kind of car I'm in. Like, there's a
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
There's a lot that Rosenberg had that really had me like, yo, he's rapping at a high level right now, man. And I like what he does. This really do.
Yeah, personally, I felt like the first two rounds were definitely competitive, man. Like I thought maybe Jag's first might have been his strongest. I felt like, and he was. You give Jag that first, I'm not mad at you. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to give this battle a second watch. Um, and I felt like also from a West Coast representative too, like some of the stuff he says, like you got to be in tune. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of little intricate street stuff that is more towards like the West Coast ear. You know what I mean? And he was definitely on point though. Like he was rocking, but Rosenberg is just so calm, so smooth, and just was never off point. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just always on. And I feel like with Jag's rapid fire delivery, sometimes he doesn't get a chance to really live in the moment with his bars. You feel me? Whereas with Rosenberg, he's gonna give you that slow flow. So when it does land, it gives him a chance to really marinate in it and really gives the audience a chance to go, oh, give you that extra elbows. You know, when you standing in like, you know what I'm saying? You feel the elbow in your ribs. Like he really gave you a chance to do that. But I felt like by the time we got to the third, Jag being a big dude, great breath control also, you know what I mean? Great delivery, but I felt like in his third he started sputtering just a little bit and didn't
Ended
end
it
it as
weird.
yeah, like it wasn't the best ending and it wasn't as clean. Not that he just like totally just lost it or whatever, but you could definitely see the difference between the first two rounds. Like the third got a little, got a little funky towards the end. And Rosenberg was just he closed it out. You know what I'm saying? So all in all, as an overall battle, definitely I'm gonna edge Rosenberg in this battle 2-1. But great performance from both gentlemen, man. And way to keep it clean also because there was a lot of talking, man, a lot of P words thrown around
A
beforehand,
lot of a lot of everything words thrown
a lot of
around.
I'm gonna do this to you after the battle. A lot of don't shake my hand. I'm gonna this, that, and the third. And it's always great when you get that feeling from the battle, and then afterwards, both gentlemen can shake hands and walk away from it and give you what you were looking for. But, for Jag, another encouraging battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, continue to do your thing, player. Just go back and look at the game tapes, see what you can improve on. And for Rosenberg, hey man, you show people why you are who you are, why you are this veteran. And I'm not mad at you, man. Ask Rodney for them plates, dog.
Hey,
Ask
hey,
Rodney to give you,
he should.
friends.
He,
I'm sorry, let me just get this off. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because there's always the king of RBE talk and all
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And
yeah. I was gonna say,
what do I tell you, friends? The
yeah.
king is the guy who's getting paid the most handsomely and the guy who is getting rewarded the most. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, Adam, you know what I mean? Reward this man. He's been down for a long time with the company. And tonight was definitely a reminder why, this man needs to be rewarded. Hook it up, man. Hook up one of those plates that he's asking you for, and let's get Rose in that bag, man. Let's see it. Let's make it happen because he definitely delivered tonight and he's asking you for it. You hand delivered ill will, Hollow to Don. Whoever Rosenberg is asking him for, let's make it happen.
Yeah, that's what I was about to get at too, because post game interviews, Jag did definitely say like him and Rosenberg understood the assignment, so I'm glad they professionally was able to get through their battle. And Jag also said, interestingly, his stock is rising. I'm not at the top, but I'm chasing it. So he still has
Okay.
a lot of eager and hunger, which I really enjoy from Jag. The passion that he displays is like, it's like, bruh, where however you feel about this guy, he is about his craft and he
Yeah.
brings the energy. And as for Rosenberg, like after the battle, he says it like I'm the face of RBE, and he will still continue to proclaim that
Okay.
he's the face of RBE. He signed that 2 year deal back in September with RBE,
Mhm.
and he's committed.
Exclusively broke on LTBR. You know what I
You
mean?
feel me? Okay,
Hello.
and
All right. Okay.
just wanted to flex the muscles there a little bit, but He's committed to the league. He's been here for years. Obviously, he has a unique story where he was with RB. Him and ARP had a bit of a falling out. He had a low point in battle rap. ARP gave him a chance again, and he started a fantastic run from the Craig Lamar battle to the Rex battle to Snake Eyes battle. Fast forward to him finally touching the big stage, the max outs. Having a really good 2022. He might even make a top 20 list this past year. Even some dope battles like King of the Dot along adjacent to all of this. So Rosenberg Raw is somebody that I think everybody's waiting to see him get that really big plate. The Clipses, the Arsenals, whatever big names that ARP could find to give this guy on RBE, give it to Rosenberg, man.
I mean, what
You know
is
what
he?
I'm saying?
What 60 or 80 battles in right now? 60, maybe something like that.
For
And
his
he's still,
career.
yeah, something of that nature. I think he said in the battle. And look, man, there's still so many of these top dudes that he hasn't battled yet. So it's like let's stop
Yeah,
wasting time.
you said it. Yep. This today was actually his 60th battle.
60th. All right, there you go.
So look at that.
Let's stop. Let's stop wasting time.
Listen,
Like, give
man.
this man the big dog. Stop it. He's repping the league. You know what I'm saying? He's got that contract. You know what I mean? He's committed. He's calling himself the face. You got to reward him. If the face is not getting rewarded, how is that going to help recruit the other people to come on board? You know what I'm saying? If you got
Mm-hmm.
these independent contractors that can just pop in, pop out, get these big, heavy bags, get the big matchups, and then just boogie whenever they want to. And this guy is the face of your league, and he's not getting rewarded. I should be getting rewarded. Come on now. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Stop wasting Rosenberg's time.
Mm.
Stop. Come on. Let's get this together.
Bold words there. Rosenberg needs a
I'm just
plate.
saying, man.
And
Hello.
I listen, I echo all your sentiments. He needs a plate, and more importantly, he's committed. That's it. He's committed. He's here. He's bought in. If there was any question that he wasn't bought in prior, he's bought in. All right. And when and when and when ARP went on Black Compass and said, "Who's the face of RBE?" and he didn't have an answer, and it's like, but who is the person that's self-proclaiming to be the face? It's like, I get
Oh,
it. Maybe you can't give an
yeah,
answer as the
yeah,
league
yeah.
owner, but the point is like, bruh, this guy is ready to rep the brand. That's it. Like max level contract push, whatever it is, give it to Rosenberg. I'm ready for it.
I'm just saying. Look, man, Victor Wembanyama has not played an NBA game, but he is on NBA TV all the time. They are broadcasting his games live from France. You know what that means? The NBA is committed to Big Vic. All right. So once he gets drafted, guess who's going to be getting a maximum push? Guess who's going to be on TNT? Guess who's going to be on ESPN, NBA TV, all that stuff. So you got to commit to your stars, man. You got to commit to your guys. You got to reward them. You have to. And Rosenberg Raw has to get rewarded now, man. And I felt like this would, and he was talking to ARP. He's letting them know, like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing here? Like, you want these kind of performances? Give me the big dogs, man.
Well said.
Next, coming up next.
Coming up next, two Caucasians hit the stage. Deep breath.
Man. Mm. France.
Let me start by saying that Averb has been blessed with a segment for his Monday morning show.
Yes, he has.
This is the A
Hand
block.
delivered to him.
This is the A block of his show. How they sit down at ESPN like, oh,
Mhm,
what's the first
mhm,
topic of this morning? This is the first topic. Verb's like,
mhm,
you don't even need a meeting. I know what I'm gonna talk about first.
mm,
Yeah,
mm.
I'll let you kick it off, lad.
A.Ward versus Bigg K.
Yeah.
This battle was supposed to go down some time ago.
Mm-hmm.
A.Ward caught some type of stomach flu, virus, something of that nature. Couldn't make the battle. Bigg K was already okay. We on this type of time. Battle gets delayed. Boom! Here we go. Divide and conquer. And A Ward top 5 Cody guy, couple years in a row. Bigg K, not so much. You know what I'm saying? We all know what he can do. We all know when he takes it there. He's one of those guys, and he definitely ruffles a lot of feathers also too. You know, you look at the timeline, people that hate him, people that love him, but the dog does not care. The dog's going to say what he wants to say. He's been tiptoeing, he's been making a lot of enemies on the timeline, you know what I mean? But that's what he does. And, I'm looking at the predictions, looking at what the people were saying. I was tuning into the Twitter Space Radio Roulette show that LTBR does. And, dude, everyone was picking against Bigg K. Everyone. In France, we spoke off air. And I was like, listen, man, I know everyone, a lot of people, especially on the spaces, were feeling like, Bigg K's a racist. He's going to lose 3-0. I can't support this, that, and the third. And I'm like, all right, I get it. I get it. I get it. Let's not lose sight. This is still a rap contest, and the man raps really well when he wants to, and tonight he definitely wanted to. And when we spoke off air, I told you, Francis, I said, yo, listen, man, I know a lot of these people are sitting here going, A.Ward is too dynamic. He's got too many things he can do. He can rebuttal. He's got this. He's got that. He's got flows. He's got pockets. He's got haymakers. He's got punches. And no one's realizing, like, yo, when the dog is in his bag, that old school whip wop Jadakiss flow that he does, like, it's still very potent. And this is gonna be a close battle because I know, it's Black History Month, but two white guys, both white guys don't want to lose to each other because in hip hop, there's always that stigma. I gotta be the top white guy. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, I feel like Bigg K was really annoyed by A.Ward. I feel like he genuinely annoyed. You know what I'm saying? Like other battles he takes, it just felt like he was just going through the motions. He'll give you a strong one round, and then the other two rounds is just like I'm hopping in that Tesla, and it's gonna be it. Whatever you get is what you're gonna get. It's gonna be. I'm not even make the time limit. You know what I'm saying? This battle wasn't that, friends. This battle wasn't that. We start off with A.Ward went first, correct?
Correct.
A.Ward goes first. And A.Ward went into a bag where, he's describing Bigg K's lack of effort and how he hasn't had that many good rounds over the course, of the past few years, and how, his performances have been pretty anemic and stuff. And I was texting you, Francis, I said, I don't know if this is a setup to go to out the gate like that, because it's like, storytelling time and stuff, and it's taking a second to connect, and first round goes on, and first round ends, and I said, France, this round is very beatable. Like I was expecting way more from A.Ward that I didn't get. And boy, oh boy, Bigg K wasted no time. He just jumped straight on A.Ward's neck, boy. And I'm talking about this was vintage, like Bigg K versus Head Ice performance. Like he took you back to his hood. He was delivering that pain. He was doing storytelling of what's going on the concrete out there, and the punches. I mean, and the effort is the effort that he's also putting into it. He was smacking A.Ward up in that first round, dog. Like it was power punches to the gut. A.Ward drops his hands, boom, straight to the top, catches him right in the chin. And it's like he was ragdolling that man in that first round. There's no way around it. Like it got ugly in round one. Like this was very decisive. If this was a one round battle, this would have been a body bag. Like he destroyed it. I don't use these strong words like this all the time, friends. So when I do, that damage was done. Like he put A.Ward in a trash compactor. Like it was crazy, man. France, talk to me about round one, brother. Am I in a
No,
hyperbolic chamber?
no, this was definitely his best first round since his head ice battle. And one thing that you and I said on air weeks when the battle was first announced, when we thought it was going to go down in November, off air, and I said in the spaces, obviously when everybody's rallying against Bigg K, like there's two things you guys keep forgetting. One, this is a grudge match. So there is a real level of like dispute that both parties want to win
Hmm.
this battle. But more importantly, too, like I've said it, and when A.Ward came out the gate in his first round saying, you were lackluster here, you pulled your phone here, you choked here. Like all of those things he said was true. He
Yeah,
was lackluster against 40 Cal. He read off his phone against Reed, had a
yeah,
weird angle against Jay, was weird against Mills, or a lot of battles. He has like one really good round and jumps in the autopilot chamber for the next two. Like while all of that was true, that doesn't necessarily mean he will do it to you. You know what I
right.
mean? Because if he barely shows any, I don't want to say barely shows effort, but let's just say like I always use this analogy back then. He pays the minimum down payment on his credit card every month. You know what I'm saying? So if this month he
Interest is
decide
accruing.
if this month, yeah, the interest is cooking. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna put down 70% of the balance. Boop. Now, for your credit utilization has gone down, your credit score gone up because you made such a nice little healthy payment towards that debt, and that shows that you were really committed. And all it took is just him to show more effort. Like I kept saying it to you, and even on the spaces, like, what's gonna happen when he doesn't rap 2.5 minutes? When he actually raps 4 or 5 minutes, it's gonna be magnified because you guys haven't seen him do that in such a long time. If I can't remember the last time he did, period. So I knew there would be an optical illusion because he would easily just give more effort, and that would easily be able to just be like, "Oh snap!" Like I haven't seen Bigg K want to win a battle this much. But beyond the effort, the content
Mm,
matched it. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? So it wasn't just necessarily him trying more, it was him trying more, him executing with efficiency because damn near everything was landing in that first round to the point where it's like you're almost looking at A.Ward differently. Or you're looking at A.Ward like, well, how are you going to rebuttal that, sir?
yo,
Which
I told you, dog. I was like, what is he gonna rebuttal? Like the dude, from the beginning to the end of the round, he was just Denzel, man on fire. Like there was no stopping it. And I'm like, what is A-Ward gonna pick from to rebuttal it and to make it land with the crowd to try to snatch that momentum back? Because he had no momentum. Like there was Bigg K took all the air out of the room. He snatched all the momentum and brought everyone over to his side. Like this was like, what kind of rebuttal can you do to really get the room back? And A1 got a little dark with his rebuttal. he got dark. He went dark. And
yeah,
what,
it went meta.
I don't want to do it a disservice. Can you drop the bar for me, friends? How'd the bar go again?
I'll play a clip on it here, right? I'll play a clip
Okay,
here.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Boom. And so now in this bar where he pretty much said, you know, what else comes in threes? Your dad did. Like,
Oh my
I thought that's
God.
mid. You know what else comes in threes? Your dad did.
It took me a second. I was like,
Yeah, it
hold on,
took.
what? I don't get it. You did. And I was like, oh my God. He just called Bigg K's mama a three on a text. Yeah. And I'm like, you talking about your dad commenting this verse? I was like, wait a minute.
It
This
was,
guy jumped off the holy train for a hot second and said, well, I'm gonna have to dig down in my old bag.
yeah,
Back
it
when
was
I
a
was
little.
backsliding.
It
And
was a little. It was a little unusual because
it was
you're
a little
used
out
to.
of character, I thought, man.
Yeah, like like obviously it worked in the room, it registered in the room, but I seen people online like I didn't like that rebuttal. I didn't like it. Like despite the crowd reacting, I wasn't feeling it.
I mean, hey, listen, man. A battle's a battle, and sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And he said, "Yo, if I got to come down into the mud with this one, I'm gonna get in the mud with this one, man." And he did. I did not expect it. It was a shocker. It definitely it definitely made me go, well, okay, we're here now. Like, this is where we going with it. Where are you going with this round? Definitely stepped it up way more in this second round, man. Talk to me about the second round play and how he was able to get his footing back after being knocked dizzy in that first round.
Yeah, he definitely had a lot of schemes that was like really like they was stellar. Like, A.Ward's a good writer, man, and it was versatile. So he has a whole lot of different things he could get into. That no limit scheme about like time limits and all that, like that was super fire.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking
The
at
whole
it like,
Ken scheme was crazy too, man, where he kept reusing the word Ken, like bro Ken,
yes,
my Ken,
yes,
all that.
yes,
And he kept that going for a long time. And that takes a
yes.
lot of creativity for that not to get boring. And he used it in a way where it wasn't corny, like it all made sense and it's still part of the story and the whole stanza, and it fit perfectly. It wasn't forced or anything like that. And obviously, Big K's name is Kenneth or Kenny, and so it all made sense. But
I,
it was fire, great,
I,
fantastic writing.
obviously, I grew up around. I grew up around rap a lot. I don't think UGK that was
Yeah,
dope
yeah.
too. As soon as I kaleidoscope, um,
Trying to
I
get
get
my
my
episodes in
episodes in
order.
order.
Yeah, that was dope, man. Fire show also.
Yeah, yeah. So look, man, A.Ward second round is definitely the most competitive round of the battle. Well, I mean, you could also argue that there, but the point is, like, I don't feel like there was any moment where he snatched the momentum back and you felt like a definitive round belonged to A.Ward, or like he was able to really gain some control back of the battle. Like it was like he was fighting after a really large deficit, trying to cut the like the lead that Bigg K had built for himself so he could tie the game and find a way to regain the lead. And I never felt like he regained the lead. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man. It's like
Because
Big K was up by 30 after the first quarter, and it felt like A Ward was just trying to get the lead down to maybe about 12 by the
yeah,
half. You know what I'm saying? And valiant effort, man. Great job. Like fantastic writing. And I was like, okay, this is what we know A-Ward for. Like he got really clever with it. And his pen was working, man. His pen was moving in that second round. I really liked how he put everything together. And it made me go, okay, the boy is focused now. Like he woke up, he smelled the smelling salt, and now he's back to business. And when he was done, I'm just like, all right, there's still two more rounds. Is K going to jump in this Tesla, or is he going to keep his foot on A Ward's neck? He did not jump into Tesla, friends. He did not go into full autopilot mode. It was
he didn't even take his foot off the gas pedal. Still going
no,
100 on the dash. Like his second round, I don't feel like is as strong as his first, but he literally momentum wise picked up right where he left off
right where he
and was
left off.
and it felt like it felt like a continuation of his first round as opposed to it
Like it
being a
was
whole
one
brand.
long round that was just broken
Yeah,
up by
yeah.
Ward's second.
Right. Like he opens like early in the round, he has there's no light at the end of the tunnel, but there's a bullet in the chamber. Like, whoa, that bar was crazy. Then the how does the Jesus bar go? What you running for? I thought Jesus walked.
Yeah, man, bro. It's
Obviously,
like,
there's some real tough lines there, calling Jesus the B word, and
oh,
um
he said if God was made in your image, then he's up.
and
I
then
said,
also
well,
Big K saying he's about as dumb as a black
yikes.
Christian. He's about as dumb as a black Christian. That was kind of
Listen, he walks that. Okay, it's just we gonna get to it because it's gonna get addressed in the third round from A
yeah,
Ward.
yeah.
Big K definitely walks that line where I feel like he's one of these guys where back home all jokes go. You have any friends in the military or who were in the military?
You caught a couple.
When you're in the military, it's like all jokes fly.
Hmm.
Like you are in the barracks with these dudes, you're in the trenches with these dudes. You can't take these things personally. So they go extra hard. They will say any kind of jokes and they'll say anything, and whether it's along the racial lines or whether it's along the sexual preference lines, like it's just like open to that. And I feel like Big K definitely brings that into battle rap, where sometimes he drops certain lines that definitely the brothers and the sisters just do not feel. You know what I'm saying? So much to the point where they're like, yo, this guy is an all out racist and Klansman. You know what I'm saying? And I get what he's saying with that line. It's like, hey, if you were if you come from an enslaved background and this is the religion that your enslavers and colonizers gave you, why would you follow this religion when they used it against you to enslave you? Now, he's not going to say that eloquently like that because it's battle rap, but when he says you're as dumb as a black Christian, people hear black, people hear Christian, black people's ears are going to perk up, Christians' ears are going to perk up, and they're not going to like it. And the dog did his job. You know what I'm saying? He's there to evoke that emotion out of you one way or the other. He's there to make you, if you don't like him, he's there to make you hate him even more. You know what I'm saying? And with lines like that is definitely going to work because a lot of people didn't like that line. But like I said, he's not going to say it that eloquently. You know what I mean? But I get what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? And, a lot of times in battle rap is like, because, we do this on a professional level, France, to where we, we take whatever feelings we might have towards a person's personality or how they are, how they might come across in interviews or on a timeline and say, you know what, this is the art, this is the sport. We're here to just talk about the raps and break them down. You know what I mean? And we can leave all of that off the table and just talk about what he was doing. And I mean, that bar is crazy. I mean, if somebody like B Dot was to say that bar, we're going, oh, it's a different type of reaction to it. When K is saying that bar, it's going to give you a different type of reaction. Same bar, but different person. It might have the same meaning. It might come from the same place. You know what I'm saying? If you actually get into a deep conversation, you know what I'm saying, with that person, but we ain't got time for that. And, and this is just how it's going to get delivered. But it kind of played into A.Ward's third when we get there. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of played directly into A.Ward's third. But nonetheless, man, it was just it was more of the
Well,
same. He just kept pouring the gasoline on A.Ward.
yeah. So that's where a lot of people in the spaces when we did our prediction shows, they
Mhm.
just have no support for Big K because he feel that he's teeters the line, and like that third round against Jay where he's talking about like, I don't even want to bring it back up, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
obviously
yeah.
the calling a woman a mud duck on the timeline, which by the way, mud duck obviously if you look it up, it means like ugly woman, unattractive woman, but of course people also felt like it has ties to a racial slur. So it's just too close. In this heightened climate, if it's too close along that line, like people are gonna feel a certain type of way, and I think it's
And
valid.
this
But
is a black culture, so
and more importantly, the most recent one, which is I think the most undeniable one, is when he was on the space with Miss Hustle, and
Oh yeah,
Miss Hustle's like, "You want to talk to a ninja?" And he goes, "I am." Like, what do you
yeah,
mean you like? And that was the entire panel was all battle rappers, and that went unchecked. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So everybody
yeah.
heard that, and it's like, wait, what did he just say?
They
And
ain't even
so
say what did he just say. They
no,
just
no, I'm saying
they
like
just
people,
sat there. Yeah.
yeah, like
I
listeners,
definitely was like, huh?
yeah, like listeners are like, wait, what just happened? And then all the battle rappers on this there like said nothing. So, but the point is, if you're somebody that doesn't want to support Big K because you feel there's a lot of history from the way he kind of teeters the line or things that he said and makes you uncomfortable, I think you're right to feel the way that you feel. But if we're able to objectively remove your feelings and just focus on the production within those 6 rounds, um, you know, what happened today speaks for itself. And I feel like now we got to point to Ward's third round, right? Because Ward then brings up all those things. He mentions the mud duck and all that, and everybody's like on Twitter, like, did he really do that? And you can just search Big K and the word mud duck on Twitter, and you're gonna see all the stuff from like 2020 when that happened. Like literally,
Mhm.
all the tweets. Like it was a really big thing a couple years ago when it happened, and I feel like
And a swamp donkey.
yeah, that too. I also feel like if you have these kind of character assassination angles like that, waiting till the third round is so risky, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if you're gonna have that momentum or where the crowd
Mhm.
is gonna be patient enough to watch you paint this picture on this canvas for this round. If you have these rounds that can kind of change the way that we feel about somebody, you got to get it out as early as possible. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like no matter what Ward did in his first round, Bigg K's first round was just ready to be explosive enough to defuse whatever Ward does. But at that moment, I feel like Ward needs to call an audible with himself and say, let me bring my third round to my second round. Because then
Mm.
if he presents that,
Right.
the following round, Bigg K says the black dumb as a black Christian.
Right, right.
And
That
now it's
takes
like,
some of the
wait,
sail that takes some of
now
the
it
wind
goes,
out of the sail, yeah.
yeah, and now you go, wait a minute, Ward just said, and you really do be saying that. And then it completely changes the dynamic of how people were feeling. Because when he said the mud dug bar, some people in the crowd were like, what? And then A.Ward goes,
Yeah,
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 that's what y'all
yeah.
cheered for.
Right, because yeah, because after the second round,
Yeah,
truth be told, man, like it took A-Ward a hot second to get the crowd to even just listen to what was going on. It felt like there was, talking and distraction going on in the crowd. And, by that time, people are like, even though the second is competitive for sure, you know what I mean? I
yeah,
feel like if you're in that audience and you've made up your mind that you had K winning, this might be like checkout time because, the first was so crazy. And then, like I said, if you have K winning the second round clearly, you might be checking out, you might start a conversation, and you can hear it in the crowd. Like it took some time for Ward to get the crowd back. But once he started going in on that, you heard people going, oh, wait a minute, racist white man here? And the angle is being used from another white man. I'm back. You got me. Like, what's going on here? And
yeah.
yes, for A-Ward being such a master rebuttaler and improviser, you would have thought that he definitely for sure would have definitely called that audible. He would have called it Omaha and said, oh, wait a minute, just in case he has one of these and I got killed so crazy in the first round, let me set this up this way. Because truth be told, the second from A-Ward was very strong, and in the words of was it Rock? Rock Lane? He's writerly gifted. You know what I'm saying? So that third round, now you've got a more competitive third where you can go, yeah, after this guy drops the black Christian bar and A-Ward had this race angle in the second, now you're looking at the thirds differently. And if that second is now his third and that was so expertly crafted, you're now going, battle could look different. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
definitely,
I don't want to
we don't
downplay
know
the,
how it would have turned
yeah,
out no matter what, but
let me
it
say this.
definitely would have looked different.
I don't want to downplay Bigg K's performance and say like if A-Ward switches it, it's a whole different battle. I'm just saying if A-Ward does call that audible, he has much better opportunity to garner different results for this
It's going to
battle.
change the perception in the viewer's mind. You know, no, I don't know how much, but it's definitely going to change the perception in your mind. And you're going to go, oh, wow, this guy's counter. Now you're talking about his counter writing. You're talking about his, ability to predict, what's going on. And now you've changed the perception somewhat. But just a little too late, I felt like, you know.
See, now
Um,
I want to address this because I know Verb has created the narrative of
oh
A-Ward doesn't
boy.
do good against white guys, and
Yeah.
now this narrative probably looks like it has a lot of merit to it after this performance, bearing the Ilmac battle and the Bigg K battle. But you go through Ward's like resume and when he battles all other white guys, like he's not clearly losing. In fact, he's probably winning majority of those battles. He lost to Ilmac and Bigg K, who might be some of the greatest battle rappers of all time, and more importantly, Verb
And
also lost.
Mac is also,
Verb, Verb,
there's
Verb,
a
Verb,
lot of
Verb,
Native American too. You know what I'm saying?
but
So
but but, but my point is, Verb also lost to both of them too, and Verb also has a judge lost to Pat Stay and Jims, and then choked the caustic. So it's also like, wait, Verb, just respectfully, the narrative kind of also applies to you. But that's it. This is it. The narrative has been sold, right? So now people are going to be thinking this about Ward, but I think it's bigger than that, Vlad. I don't think it's A-Ward versus white guy thing. I think it's A-Ward versus grudge match thing, because
mm,
this battle reminded me a lot of his Ilmac battle, except in that battle, at least he had a standout rebuttal in his third round and a powerful
right.
third round and still competitive, even though I thought he lost the battle. So people felt like, all right, one of the best battles of the year, great back and forth, and A.Ward had a moment. In this battle, I don't feel like he had that definitive moment. I don't feel like he snatched back the crowd. He wasn't in Ilmac's home, so he didn't have a built-in excuse. Like none of the highlights that were available in the Ilmac battle is present here.
Right.
But a lot of the same challenges he faced as far as a grudge were present in this battle. So maybe it's an A.Ward and a grudge match thing more than an A.Ward and white guy thing.
Do you think he overthinks the grudge matches?
Yeah, I think so. But also, he rallies these guys to want to be the best versions of themselves
Yeah,
because of that.
you hear him in after he got cooked in the first. He go, "Ha! I made you rap
made
that
you rap
good.
this good. I
I'm
made
the
you rap
reason why
that
he's
good.
rapping this good. Give me the
I
water.
made,
Give me the water. Give me the water.
you've pushed the bear. You've
Yeah, it's because of
antagonized this
me.
guy.
Give me the water.
You know what I'm saying? And now you've got to deal with the monster that you've created because of how upset this person is with you, how eager they are to want to beat you. And unfortunately, I mean, not unfortunately, because I'm not saying like I feel bad for Ward, but when he falls or has like these performances that people may view as lackluster, like he feels it on the internet. The Ilmac battle, he felt it online. The XL
Hey,
battle, he felt it online.
everyone gets it on the internet, man. Like when
Yeah,
you're a
so
top dude and you
so
go
I'm
on
not,
these long streaks, yeah,
so
there's
I'm
no
not.
woe is me over here,
No, no,
right,
no, 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 no,
man?
no, no. That's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm
I
saying it.
know, I know.
I
I'm
don't
just
feel
clearing it
bad.
up,
I don't feel bad. However, there is just like a little extra salt from his peers, though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah. No, no,
Like,
for sure, for sure.
I
Yeah.
mean, like the fans are the fans. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? People pull up to the radio. You know what? You remember that JC Penn guy? That was the
Oh yeah,
JC
yeah. He
burner account.
disappeared after Surf smoked him. Yeah.
How about this? He pulled up today with a different account for Ward's
No
thing
way.
and was
No
slandering
way.
Ward. And we go, wait a minute, is this JC's pen? I haven't seen you since Summer Madness. Where you been, sir? What happened? And we're all like,
Oh man. That's
so he,
crazy, man.
so the fans are the fans. I don't mind that. And then there's the media that are either pro Ward or very
Yeah, yeah,
critical of
yeah.
him. They have they have a
No, they
side to pick.
definitely they
But
definitely use these battles as opportunities to really like drive their points home
yeah,
for sure.
but his peers, oh yeah, they definitely throw a nice little extra salt in the wound. And now that you've picked this feud with Verb, and Verb has been so like pro Bigg K, anti you, and you've given Verb
Yeah.
content ammunition, like get ready,
Yes.
it's gonna be a rough week or two on Twitter.
Oh man, listen, man. A-Ward's gonna be he probably got himself a gallon of hooch right now. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
He's at the bar, Long Island
yeah,
Ice teed up, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And drinking is, drinking that pain away. It's all right, man. It's all right, Ward. You'll be fine. You're one of those guys, you know what I mean? Just go home, chill out, you know what I'm saying? Lick those wounds. Come back stronger next time, man. You're one of those guys, you know what I'm saying? Everybody takes an L. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? You're still one of those guys, but
Yeah, yeah.
tonight was a tough one, man, for you,
So
Ward.
that's
Tonight was
yeah.
definitely a tough one.
I seen Snake Eyes tweet on the timeline when the battles happened, and he was like, "I've been there before." Like I didn't really like him out of all the people. I didn't really see him talking shit. I seen him more like, "I know that feeling."
It's rough, man. It's rough because, like,
Yeah,
you're so good, and you get outclassed, like, clearly, and it's like no matter what I'm doing, I'm just losing. Like it's a tough feeling. But plus, it's a big match. Like this was a main event, for the last event. Like
yeah,
this was the one. So it's like it's a big match. It's something people wanted to see. It's a style clash also, and fire trash
and
and to lose in this fashion is just it's rough. You know what I'm saying? It's rough. It's rough. He had his
yeah,
he had his moments.
and
He
and
his pen was moving, but it's
and
rough.
Vlad, I want to say this, man. Like, everybody, I got a lot of ads. I got little Reggie adding me. His friends okay. I got people texting me, and it's like, guys, just because it was my guy, but like I'm gonna keep it eight more than 92 all the time with these battles. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, sweet.
I'm always be 100. Like how I feel about this, and like objectively, like someone could say the second's debatable, and you like his angle in the third, but at no moment for me did it feel like he was really closing the gap in this battle. So I don't care if like you can say bar for bar 2-1 or it's still close, or you can really say he edged it. Like I don't feel that way. I really felt like He got blown out in the first, took a misstep in his second and third round, and it dug them into a deficit that you necessarily couldn't climb out of. And the rebuttals, they just weren't hitting today. So
Yeah, that rebuttal was wild. Yeah.
Bigg K though, Tay Rock is like now interested in battling him. Everybody on the internet is like, "Oh, this is dangerous, Bigg K." And I will say this to Bigg K. I definitely did not expect you to be the performer of the night tonight. That's definitely grounds for a cover on the article on Monday morning. But
Hello.
more importantly, now that you did this, now that you gave us a taste of old K,
Hey,
hey,
yo.
sorry,
We were doing so well tonight.
oh damn, sorry.
It's all
Uh,
good, player. The
I feel like if
players
you didn't
mess up.
say, I feel like if you didn't say nothing, I could have got away with it. But
Nah, but you wouldn't have gotten away with it.
the point is, now that we have been reminded of how good you can be, like don't spoil us in the next battle and not give us like effort again. You know what I mean? Or not present this level of effort that you just brought to the A.Ward battle. I'm sure it all depends on the opponent, right? Like every opponent won't bring this level of
Right.
motivation, inspiration out of you that you want to kick their ass. But like, don't let this be an aberration. Let this be like, hey, this is what I can do when you put the right name in front of me. So put the right name in front of me.
Yeah, I mean, listen, as a fan of the sport, this is what we want to see from Bigg K. This is the effort we want to see. This effort, the head ice effort, this is what we want to see. And I know people can't give this type of effort every single time, but I feel like K hasn't been given this type of effort in a while.
In a
You know what
long
I'm
time.
saying?
But
In
but
a
but
long time.
I will
You
say to
know,
K, one of the most decorated guys. I just want to run down this because he
let's
has one
go.
of the most decorated resumes without being on URL, which is unique. Like he has names like Charlie Clips, names like Danny Myers, T Top, Iron Solomon, Calico, Rum Nitty, Geechee Gotti, John the Don, Pass, Pat Stay, JC, Old Red, Cortez, Head Ice, Math Hoffa, Ill Will, Thesaurus, Ilmac, Averb, Arsenal, Prime B Magic. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you hear that resume? Those
It's
are
crazy.
all every single name I just said is probably a top 50 battle rapper of all time.
Yeah, yeah. Listen,
Conceded. I didn't even say conceded. Oh my god, I forgot he has a conceded battle.
it's nothing more to say, man. Bigg K, you are definitely making the article cover. Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? And all that you bring to the battle rap world, controversy and all, you know. And listen, I keep in mind that in battle rap, this is a place where we're here to hear the things that just can't get said in regular everyday society. You know what I'm saying? This is a place where, in the past, people will make jokes about autism and they will land. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere in the world, can you, except for, obviously in a, comedy club, can you make a joke about autism and people will react to it and laugh. Like people made jokes about AIDS. People drop bars about, genocide and all that stuff and everything. Like, and they find the crafty, witty, sometimes just straight to the gut ways to just say things that can't be said in regular everyday life society. And I think sometimes we have to remember that. And when we do remember that, we're going to hear some things that may make us uncomfortable at times. You know what I'm saying? But this is this is the sport that we're in, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it can get nasty, negative, you know what I mean? But this is what it is, man. This is the territory that we decided to be in, to listen to be fans of, to cover, you know what I'm saying? So that's it. I just want to say that just to remind everybody that these people are here to walk the line and these people are here to really push the boundaries of what can be said in society, much like
Yeah,
comedians. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
just
And I
that's
wanna I
it.
want I wanna close with this. Don't let the results lose sight. Don't let the results of a battle lose sight of what was going into the projections of the battle prior to it happening, right? Because once a battle becomes real result oriented, like we kind of forget all of the things that led us into why we felt a certain way about this battle or our predictions. Like A.Ward and Bigg K, like A.Ward has 6 RBE battles, and ironically, all 6 of those battles shared the same card with Bigg K. and you could
Mm,
literally say he outperformed them on all 6 of those events. And
right.
it's not even, you're not even being hyperbolic. Like that's objectively almost a correct take. That he had a better performance than him on Max Out 1, Max Out 2, Straight to It, Volume 2, Straight to It, Volume 3. You know what I'm saying? Maybe only Cars to Get Back where he had the Adi Boom round, but even then, the last 2 rounds of those battles, second and third round was lackluster, right? Because he
And
took
it
the
in,
first
yeah.
round and gave it away. So, like, if you've seen A.Ward and Bigg K on the same card 6 times, and let's say 5 or at least 6 out of those times, A.Ward outperformed them, like, you weren't wrong for feeling the way that you felt going into it.
No, going into this, yeah. Listen, man, Vegas had all rights to put the bets on A-Ward, to put the odds in his favor. Obviously, the man has just been better. He's just been better. And like you said, on this same platform, he's been outperforming the man. But there was something about A-Ward that brought the old dog out, man. He wasn't old Yeller tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like he was that Rottweiler that Martin had by the collar. You feel me? Salute, man. Salute.
Enough said. We said enough. All right, the main event: Ill Will versus Hollow. The din and on. What we make of this, Vlad?
After A-Ward and Bigg K, like I'm like, wow, these guys, they're gonna have to bring it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
that was an A1 performance from Bigg K. So now we got Hollow and Ill Will. This is a battle that I've personally been looking forward to. A battle of two skilled, highly talented individuals. You know what I mean? Hollow the Don in the Pantheon. Ill Will, one of the greatest, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? One of the most well rounded individuals. And this battle, it wasn't a letdown. You know what I mean? It wasn't a letdown. Both gentlemen showed up well prepared, did their thing. Well, I say it wasn't an instant classic per se, but it was definitely a battle that I want to go back to and look over again. You know what I mean? Ill Will sets off the battle, and Ill Will was slow motion to begin with, but then he started heating up and cooking, and he got into that aggressive will bag. He was all up on Hollow. You know what I'm saying? Delivering it, passionate bars. I had to catch myself there. You know what I'm saying? And Hollow wasn't backing down. Hollow has been very consistent his last few battles. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's found the groove back. He's found a new routine, and he was meeting Ill Will, man. What were your thoughts on the first round?
I love Ill Will's first round. Um, 2 straps, Periscope like the old Twitter bar. Yeah,
Oh yeah, man.
the James Bond bar. Like boy, he has
Put
so much.
everybody in suits like James Bond. Yeah,
He has
fire.
so much in that first round to the point where I'm like, oh snap! Will is he's rising to the occasion for this play that he themed it early. Like, this is what it's like to be God tier. This is what it's like
Yeah.
to be here. Huh?
I
Okay,
like it
this
here.
I
Yeah.
like it here. Yeah, and I love that he themed it that way because it's like, all right, I'm gonna show you that I am very much capable of being in this realm,
Yeah.
and no doubt about it that he showed that he's supposed to be here. In fact, I actually have a quote here. Hitman Holla thoughts on the battle, and he says he's going to kick Ill Will's ass. So he was content with the performance. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
Hitman said he's gonna kick Ill Will's ass?
Yeah. So
Oh,
let it be.
okay.
He
Oh,
said that on. He said hip hop. Sounds hip hop is real. So
Look, you think you think Rosenberg's looking at ARP like, okay, okay, he gets hit, man.
what
What
I
about
get.
me? What
What
about
about
me?
Mike? I'm
Hitman and Ill Will. That's a battle that I needs and likes, yo. I
yes,
like
yes.
that one, man.
Same,
Okay,
same. So the point I'm
okay.
getting at is that Will rose to the occasion. I thought he had a fantastic first round. Me personally, Hollow's first round was dope. I personally felt like Will's first round. I don't know. I'm not saying it was clearly better, but like I definitively liked it better, but I see a lot of mixed reviews on it. So I guess we
I
have
thought
a
it was a
debate.
competitive round.
I
I
guess we
thought it
have
was a
yeah. I guess we have a debatable here.
You know, man, I feel like in our review, I feel like we're not giving this battle justice, right?
Yeah,
In the way that, but here's how I honestly feel about this battle. I don't necessarily have a winner. I felt like it could be a preference. If you're a Hollow fan, he did what you needed for him to do to win this battle. If you're a Ill Will supporter, he did what he needed to do for you to feel like Ill Will won this battle. I felt like both guys, I felt like it was even. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Whether you had
yeah.
Ill Will win in a
Well,
second, like I feel
yeah.
like at no point no one just like, this is my battle. You know what I mean? I felt
Mm,
like it was just like I'm hitting you, you hitting me, you're punching me, kicking me, I'm kicking you back. I got you in the chokehold. You know what I'm saying? Like I got you in the Cobra clutch, and both guys just like performed well. And it's like you shake hands at the end of it and have respect for the dude, because sometimes you get into a fight, you're not the winner, you're not the loser, but you both got beat up, and all you can do is shake hands and go, "Hi, my man." You know what I'm saying? Like, you good? I'm good. All right, you good? I'm good. And y'all walk away with the newfound respect, and all the spectators who were watching the fight go, "Damn, them dudes went in." You know what I'm saying? I just felt like it was a even match that I'd have to give like 2, 3 watches and really start nitpicking, you know what I'm saying, to say who's my definitive winner. But very entertaining battle, enjoyable battle. I will watch the battle again. I enjoyed Hollow, going into his classic bag, his vintage
yeah,
bags. So I got something for the old Will. So I love, he just kept going in and doing the schemes.
hey,
The
listen,
ill
listen.
will QB theme throughout the battle. I'm like, okay, is it that serious that he's got, Nas's friend's name? I get it. You know what I'm saying? Salute, I mean, rest in peace to, Ill Will, cute Queensbridge legend. You know what I'm saying? Nas's best friend named this label after him and all that. I don't want that to get lost in the sauce. But as far as battle rap wise, was that the strongest angle to weave in throughout the battle? Not necessarily, but I felt like Hollow was drawing enough from the old Hollow and giving you some of the new batch mixed in with the old batch. And it's like, yo, like we're talking about with effort and with content. And even Hollow was using different flows too, and trying to find new wrinkles and stuff like that. But so did Will. Will got into new pockets and flows that I haven't heard from Will yet. And I was like, oh snap, this is so dope. And then Will's doing the Hollow Don impersonations. And come on, man, it was just funny. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
was just dope, man, and entertaining. Like I just felt like they were just evenly matched, man.
Will had the I'm Spike Lee and Crooklyn. I make a movie glued to the bag. It's fire. Will Hollow had the you used to be Smacks Gunner. Now you pushing P. Like now you being pushed by P. That was
Yeah, yeah. You used to talk,
woo.
you used to talk to Chico and me. You used to be smack gutter, and now you're getting pushed by me. Yo, come on, man. Like
And then wait, I got more. I got more.
Mhm.
Hollow had the 45 under the seat, like cold fries and receipts. Yo, we don't often get those perfect crafted like multi one liners
Come
that,
on,
but
man.
like that was perfect from Hollow, man. You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on,
That
man.
gave me the second round for Hollow, and I had it definitely 1-1 going into the third for me, and then the third's still competitive. Like, uh, I love when Will had the pretty revolver. I like when it spin one shot. We'll have the Don's head looking like he promoting Tyson again.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and then Hollow had this really sneaky bar about Detroit where he was like about cash in and Mo Dirty, but he like used it as wordplay. He's
yeah,
like, you
yeah.
thought you was getting cash in, but you was Mo Dirty. And I was like, oh shit. Like if you've been around, you know those names, and the room didn't
Absolutely.
react. But I was like, that's a nice little gem from Hollow.
Listen,
Yeah,
for
you're
for
right,
for
Vlad. Like
battle rap historians, man, like
yeah,
those bars. Listen, man, I got an interview from Mo Dirty from like I don't know, 12 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That's floating around somewhere online. So and remember, Cash Eaton was like he's the dude that Chilla Jones made his name off of, and some PG that I don't think we've ever. Yeah, we've seen it, but it's like
yeah. It was on the Poison Pen card. I was on the Poison Pen card way
it was
back.
so early in the game. You know what I'm saying? So for him to bring those back, yeah, those folks didn't get it, but everyone from Michigan who's watching that battle, I bet you they were like,
Mhm,
"Oh, okay, all
mhm.
right,
Well,
okay."
oh,
And more importantly, Ill Will had to feel that, like, "All right, I like that." You know what I'm saying?
yeah, ultimately, styles make fights. So we got three competitive rounds of versatility, unorthodox, humor, heavy punchlines, performance, good rapping, and high level material. Hollow consistently shows why he's one of the greatest to ever touch the stage. It will rise to the occasion and show that his talent is high enough to go toe to toe with any tier. So
I
both of
will
these,
say this though,
yeah,
I did not like the way Hollow ended his third round
fair enough.
with the he broke out the whiteboard, the
Yeah,
magic marker
I
board.
did feel like that prop fell short, and that for me, because again, like you said, the battle was so competitive. That's why for
Yeah,
me, I ended up having Will like winning the first. I thought he won the first more definitively, but it's definitely competitive. And the third round, which is still competitive, I gave it a Will. So I mean, you tell me Hollow won this battle, I'm not arguing with you at all.
right.
I'm at all.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. That goes along with the other, when he had the hat stashed in his drawers and pull that second hat out, and sometimes I don't know if the props is for Hollow. You know what I'm saying? Like that one definitely fell short in the battle that was so competitive, and to end the battle like that, it was just like, ah, come on, man. Like, leave us on a high note. Don't leave us with that. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, other than that, like, I don't really have a complaint. You know what I'm saying from Hollow in this battle, and nor do I have from Will. That's the only one. That's the only part really. But other than that, man, both guys put on. Both guys understood the assignment, and I'm watching this battle again, man. I'm watching this
Yeah.
battle again.
I
It
felt like
ended the night great.
I definitely felt like when ARP kept saying like this is a legendary battle for RBE, like everybody pushed that idea, right? Will said it felt like it could be one of the greatest battles ever.
Yeah.
Hollow as well. Is it one of the greatest battles of all time? Like Will said, probably not. But for RBE, like I really feel like it was a special battle because it's not often you get main events that live up to the hype. I feel like
Right.
everybody felt like both parties were extremely competitive. Everybody enjoyed the back and forth online. Everybody's debating it, which is exactly what you want. Our Twitter poll has this is the only battle on our Twitter poll that wasn't lopsided. It's currently 59-41% in favor of Hollow. You know what I'm saying? And Ill Will says himself, he felt like he had a legendary battle with Hollow. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Yeah,
was very
and for it
content
to
with
be
it.
the last battle of the night too, like after all those great battles that we got tonight, for it to be the last battle of the night, and for me to leave going, "Hey, man, I really enjoyed this. This was not a letdown at all." You gotta give them props for that. It's not easy to bring it home like that.
Yeah, man. Round of applause to both those guys, man. You know
Oh
what I'm
man,
saying? Like because
two
Will
kings, man, two kings
two
in this
two
game.
two kings, and I want to see Will to continue get more of these king plates because I truly feel on a talent level he's just as good as a lot of the god quote unquote god tiers, right? I feel like
Yeah,
he really is on that level to compete with all of them. And Hollow had his best performance he's had in I would say years, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he obviously had the Geechee battle that was good, the Verb battle that was good, and although the Shine and Rumnitty battle, they were solid battles. He still won them. So like you could go as far as back to like I think to Tay Rock. I'm not saying this is better than the Tay Rock battle, but this is probably his
yeah,
second best battle since then, for real, for real.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
No, man, he's on point. Definitely on point. Hollow, if you're gonna continue doing this, it looks like you've, found that
how
vigor.
how had a little hit list that he kind of like
Did
alluded to in
he?
the battle.
Mhm.
He said A.Ward, JC, and J murder, and I was like, huh?
Oh, oh, interesting.
I know, right?
Interesting. Interesting choices. You know what I'm saying? Interesting choices. I wouldn't mind seeing them. You know what I mean? But interesting choices for sure. We'll circle back on those, you know what I'm saying, on a later podcast. But I want to salute RBE for making this a live stream. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no other feeling. You're not getting this on the timeline with VODs. And I know
These
that's been,
you can have these exact same battles you
they
had
will
tonight, and
not give you the
and it,
same feeling.
and if
The
they were not streamed, we would not feel the same way about it.
No, man, the time, do you see how the timeline was jumping? It was crazy. The interaction, it was crazy. The engagement was crazy. Like people were really drawn into this, man. There's nothing like a live battle rap event, and a live battle rap event that delivers. You know what I'm saying? So I want to salute RBE. You guys really got one with this one. All quality battles, something to take away from each battle. What more can I say, man? ARP, Wing, Shata, Lawrence,
Yeah,
everyone did a great job. The Ruin Your Day crew shot it well. I would like to hear more than one song in the intermission, though. Like, that's more monotonous. If I got something to complain about the night, that's what I'm going to complain about. But other
hey,
than that, man, they delivered. It was a fantastic event, man.
I
Eight and a
want to
half
just
to nine to me.
yeah, I do want to also double down on the live experience because listen, man, like not everybody can travel to an event. You know what I'm saying? Whether you have enough time in advance or not, like a battle rap event is easily costing you $500 to $1,000 just to go to. You know what I'm saying? And it's a pricey hobby. You know what I'm saying? If you're a battle rap degenerate to travel to a lot of places, some people make it happen. I don't think everybody can, and everybody does enjoy the banter of battle rap. Like they enjoy seeing all the rappers chime in on their opinion on these battles happening live. They enjoy the spaces that happen after all these because there's so many different personalities. You have all the media, the people that just have groups of friends, the rappers that hold spaces, and everybody pops in and listens to all these different people talk about what they just seen live and the experience. So like, you know, tape delay as a whole, like, and because RB didn't do any live events all of 2022. Literally, none of their
Right.
events were
Yeah.
live. And you and I had this talk when they had their blood, sweat, and tears card. Like, yo, if you really want to invest in your bricks, make this event a live stream. Like,
Mhm.
you're not going to propel these people if they're not streamed. We're also not going to know if they can compete at a high level if they're not at the brightest lights. You
You
know what
got
I'm
that
saying?
safety net. You got the safety net because when it's live and you know that soon as you get off stage and you look at your phone, you're gonna know what the culture thinks about you immediately. That's a different type of pressure, man. That's a whole other hoagie that you're dealing with right there. Like it's
So,
no joke.
I just wanted to double down the importance of it because everybody enjoys it, man. Especially from home, you know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely, man. Whew. France, man, I think we've covered everything, man. We just broke the 2 hour mark here.
yeah,
It's 1:30 a.m. now on a Sunday, so I want to salute everyone for getting to the end of this podcast, man. Salute to all of our supporters and everyone who shows LTBR love, man. We're grateful we get to do this for you guys. We love talking this nerdy, intricate, super detailed degenerate talk, man. And we're just glad that there's an audience out there that just loves to listen to it. So continue to support us. Like I said, man, we're gonna have a thorough, written recap on our website, let's talk battlerap.com. It's gonna be written by France, Q, Titus, our other staff writers, team members. So I want to salute those guys for always doing great work too. I want to
yeah.
salute Tata for always, doing great work and being France's personal bodyguard anytime he's in the A. You know what I'm saying? Jay Smo, man, man, this kid is he's a dynamo, as they would say. You know what I'm saying? And just everybody else on the team, man, who makes this LTBR thing move. I'm sorry it's 1:30, man. Salute to the ladies of LTBR. You know what I mean? My brain is fried right now, and I definitely need to get some sleep. You know what I mean? But I just want to salute everybody. And once again, log on to letstalkbattlerap.com. Follow us on all socials at LTBR Podcast. And please, if you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, share, you know what I'm saying?
Leave a comment.
Subscribe. Yeah, all that stuff. If you're listening to us on Apple, leave a 5-star, you know what I'm saying, review. And man, that's it, man. We'll see you next time, next week. Hey.